The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It's directed by Andre Overda, written by Brazos Schultz Jr. and Zach Oklekowicz. Now it's based off the captain's log in Dracula. So, there's a clipper ship, picks up a shipment, timely delivery, so they're beelining it over, and one of their cargo happens to be soil. What's in the soil? Dracula. Yeah, so that's what it is. So I'm a huge fan of Dracula, especially Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. And there's about 15 seconds of film that does the captain's log. And it's just Anthony Hopkins reading the captain's log, and that's what it is. And it just like, yo, shit's going bad. And just plot wise alone, I think this is a really cool idea to really just expand upon it and just really what the fuck went on that ship. But execution wise, it's big studio, kind of very formulaic, just kind of breaks down to like Alien. Something creeping on the ship, doesn't have a personality, and it's munching on people and taking people out. That's what it boils down to. There's a lot of character actors in this movie, and that's what helps. The crew is just fucking forgettable, except for, the main guy, Clemens, played by Corey Hawkins, and the captain, played by Liam Cunningham. And then his last name, the first mate is David Duchlemish. Anyways, he's a character actor. I love he played Captain Polka Dot in the Suicide Squad. So when he popped up, I'm like, oh shit. But he's not in a lot of the trailers, so don't let that fool you. He makes it to basically the end. So that was a win. So right off the bat, I love the setting. So we don't get enough horror movies on a ship, especially like 18th century merchant ships. So that I thought was really cool. Yeah, they make it claustrophobic. The ship itself is pretty cool. And, they do the whole knocking thing whenever there's trouble. So, and then eventually Dracula picks up on that and he starts knocking. Yeah, it's one of those movies where something happens, they try to figure out what's going on, more people died, and when they finally realize what's going on, they make a plan to try and stop it, and then shit goes bad. So that's exactly what this movie was. Completely fine. I would give it a solid, 2 out of 5, if I really had to rate it. It doesn't go as insane as it should, and it doesn't... if it was just balls to the walls, kills wise, just horrible graphic violence of Dracula taking these people out, I think it'd be a lot more memorable, but it's just him munching on necks, and that's it. And visually, Dracula's fine. They really go with the whole bat thing, and he's tall, lanky, and shit like that, and they just don't go as insane as they could with it. And I'm fine with that. I'm actually fine with that because, in the book, he's transforming. So by the time he gets to the Abbey, he's fully... Carfax Abbey. I couldn't think of it for a second. Carfax Abbey. He's fully transformed in human form. So I was hoping, so right off the bat, the movie does that fucking, they show the aftermath of the shipwreck. And, the constables show up, and there's one constable that comes out, he's like, there were no survivors, don't make me go back on the boat, oh my god. He's like, this is what I found, the captain's log, and he gives it to, the main constable. And that constable starts reading it, and that's when the movie picks up. I was hoping it would just pick up with, them getting on the boat, and I was hoping, fucking fingers crossed, that the end of the movie was gonna be just the ship pulling into the harbor and just Dracula getting off in human form And then you could have had like a fucking celebrity cameo, like I don't know, like fucking Keanu Reeves or like fucking Gary Oldman or somebody, like somebody to really just stand out, or like Adam Driver, just really stand out, and just a quick little, he puts on his sunglasses and then like really fucking ham it up, have like Sympathy for the Devil to start playing, like he puts on the sunglasses and like, please allow me to introduce myself. Like some shit like this, or have him be like, I am looking for a girl. Her name is Nina. Like shit like that. But as the movie stands, the violence is fine, the acting's fine, the action's fine, the climax is fine. Fine and forgettable. That's what I would label this movie as. They try to do a big dramatic thing with the girl where she knows she's turning and she accepts her fate and she just watches the sun rise, and it's this big like fucking orchestra and choir just as she turns to ash, and I'm watching this like I don't give a fuck at all. There's only 3 good vampire I'm gonna sacrifice my senior, I'm gonna watch the sunrise in movies. Blade 2, 30 Days a Night, and the Netflix with fucking Midnight Mass. That's it. But as this movie stands, yeah, 2 out of 5. Fine and forgettable.